You know, I might have started this whole dog walking thing every morning a little too soon. It's still pretty goddamn cold, man. It's like 30 degrees. But nonetheless, man, if it's above 25, I'm getting mine in, man. I'm getting out there, getting some fresh air, getting moving. And, you know, I've had the pleasure of coaching hundreds of kids over the past few months over at a soccer academy in St. Charles, Illinois, known as Campton United. And I handle their speed and performance alongside a gentleman by the name of Caesar. And we do, you know, basically do some really epic stuff, man. We're helping kids avoid injury, get faster, stronger, more explosive, more agile. It's just been a great time, you know. And yesterday, my 07 girls, which are 11, 12-year-old girls, deadlifted it for the first time. This is after 11 weeks of qualifying them for the deadlift, meaning they, you know, showed mastery of scapular retraction and valgus of the knees and preventing valgus of the knees and preventing rounding of the back or kyphosis. It's just, so you can't just put a kid in and, hey, deadlift, you know, and expect, you can, but generally speaking, especially younger kids who don't have the motor recruitment skills of an older, you know, more developed kid who's never done a movement, it's much different. So I like to use what I call qualifiers or progressions or regressions to get that kid, you know, mentally programmed to be able to do the movement. So, you know, with the deadlift, you have preventing valgus of the knees, which is caving in of the knees, preventing rounding of the back, and those kind of things. So you demonstrate mastery of those. Then when you put it all together, you should have a perfect deadlift. And by golly, we did. Yesterday, we absolutely crushed it. So that's my little bragging point for the day. So training these kids, I found out real quick that there's a huge curve. And I knew this before, but it really kind of hammered it home. There's a huge curve in effort. There's a huge curve in skill. And the thing I learned is that skill is usually 100% correlated with effort. The best players on that club are usually the ones who show up to optionals, who show up every day, and if you tell them to do something, they'll do it twice because they want to get twice as good. Whereas the other kids will kind of mosey on in, get what's required, and never go above and beyond. And you see that in the workplace as well. Usually CEOs who've worked up with an organization, not necessarily owner CEOs like me. I can be the CEO because I own the company. There's nobody to tell me what my title is. I make my own title, right? But let's say you're a CEO who works up from mailroom, right? Like that guy's usually the guy who stays after and does extra work for free, you know? He literally worked his way up. It wasn't something because he had an MBA. It wasn't something, it was because he outworked, right? Because he wanted to be something greater. He had a reason, or what I'd like to say, a why. A lot of people don't have whys. They go through their life without really knowing why they're doing stuff. They just do it because they have to. By the way, poop break. I'll be back. Nothing is worse than people who don't pick up after their dogs. Anyway, so what is your why? Well, if you go through life aimlessly and you don't have a set goal or a long-term goal or a reason why you do things, it's going to be hard to justify doing things or creating a habit. As you guys know, it takes about 3 weeks to create a new habit, meaning if I want to get into a gym routine, getting past that first 3 weeks, and again, this is a generalization based on the data we have, that's about what it takes, all right? So, you know, getting into creating a habit, if there's a why you are creating that habit, that means that you will have more of a reason to accomplish that feat, to create that habit, okay? So, as I'm a kid going to soccer, if I'm going there just to have fun with my friends, well, there's other ways to have fun with your friends, right? You can go play Barbie dolls. If you're a boy, you go out for a ride and play hip hop and, you know, go eat at Denny's. You know, there's, that's what I did. There's a lot of ways to have fun. So that's a really crappy why. Well, it's a good why if that's your why, but if you're looking to go far in soccer or in a sport, it's a horrible why. So the girls or boys who tend to perform really well have a very tangible, long-term, almost BHAG, which is called a big, hairy, audacious goal. And their BHAG is usually something like my daughter, for example. Her goal is pretty simple and pretty straightforward. And it's a BHAG because the chances of her doing it are are beyond improbable, all right? She wants to play on the U.S. Women's National Team and go to the Olympics. And the chances of me getting attacked by a wild boar right now are probably higher than her going to the Olympics. But it's her dream. It's what drives her to go into that soccer academy every day, go to the back, the strength and performance place where I handle my conditioning, work hard there, go to goalie training or keeper training, for those of you who hate the word goalie. Those of you, those are my British friends, right? You guys hate it, so I was keeper mate. Even though she doesn't play keeper, because last year, check this out, because my daughter is the starting 8 and 9, which is midfielder, as well as a left forward, and she actually, the goalkeeper went down. They don't roster a second string goalie on that team because they know that my daughter can step in. Problem is the keeper got injured, so not only did they lose arguably their best, and she's my daughter, I'm biased, field player, but they lost a keeper at the same time. But at the same time, my daughter goes to keeper training just in case. And she's a damn good keeper. Team went undefeated in their league and moved up to division with their midfielder at keeper. Think about that. So I'm very proud of her for doing that. A very selfless act. Someone who's a, field player by trade, literally staying in goal all year. That's admirable. But her why is extremely tangible. It's extremely definable, right? So why am I going over? Why does this matter? Because I think a lot of you people go through life just doing things, right? You just do things. Why do you have a job? To pay your bills. Why? So I'm not poor. That's good. Why don't you want to be poor? Because I want to eat. Okay. Why do you want to eat? Because I want to find a woman. I want to get a job, and I want to have a house, and I want to have kids. Okay. That's good. That's admirable, and that makes for a very awesome average life. But I'd like to think that those of you who watch my channel, average is the most scary word you can hear. The word average scares me. The word average frightens me. The word average is a curse word in my household. Average is, for me, it's not good. Now, I understand there has to be average in this world or else they can't be above average. But what I want from all of you is to strive to be above average. I want you to strive to be better than you were the day before every day. What average is kind of the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's average to me. I want to get better every day, whether it's in the weight room, the boardroom, the bedroom. Like, my wife and I have been married. We've been together over 22 years. I'd like to think every time we have sex, we have better sex. Just being real. I'm learning new things about her body. I'm learning how to please her. She does pretty well herself. So I mean, things like that, like I brought that up because it's sex, right? Every part of life. Like, you got to think to yourself when you're with your woman, and let's say you obtain great orgasm, right? Can I do better? Or maybe, hey, I did this time. What if I did this and this next time? Right? Like shit like that. Right? Like when I'm lifting, like, how can I make this work better with the same weight? Or how can I maybe improve my form so I could load with more weight? Or maybe I could lift lighter weight and get better results by doing this. When I'm at work, hey, what if I increase my efficiency by doing this? See what I'm saying? When I'm coaching in the back, I'm like, dude, that progression, that sequence of events, when I went from pillar prep to movement prep, and then I went straight into hex bar deadlifts instead of doing speed work first, that was amazing. Maybe I should do that next time. Except next time, maybe I should add in a cool down with the pretzel as the finisher. That's what I did yesterday. I'm like, so every day should be aiming to improve every area of life. And I don't think that is feasible without a why. Why are you improving every area of life? Okay, let's go through it point by point, and then I'll shut up. Okay, here's how you formulate, here's how you think the why process, right? I think that's a good time for the why process. Okay, so let's go step by step. You're lifting, okay? You're getting decent results. You go in the gym, and for a week, you notice you're feeling better outside of the gym. Inside the gym, you're stronger. You see what you did there, and you throw in that variable, you make it a fixed. You make it a fixed variable where it happens every time, no matter what. Okay, there's how you do it in the gym. In the boardroom, let's say you found a way to get your reports done faster, take less breaks and go home early, or spend extra time doing extra projects that'll give you more money. There's how you do it, okay? Why are you doing that? Well, if you get more money, you'll get promoted, which means you'll move up, which means you could be the CEO if that's your long-term why. The bedroom, pretty much just went over what I do. Every time think, how can I make my partner happier? Okay, everything you do, you should have, how do I get better at this? And then you need a why for each of that. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I go to work? What's my major why? To provide for my family. Simple, that is my number one why, but you can have more than one whys. I also want to help people reach their goals. I want to help people, you know, feel better because they look better, and feel better because they're taking supplements that make them feel better. I want to, as a coach, I want to develop children so they have long-term health and wellness beyond that D1 scholarship we help them attain. I want to create a healthy and active and productive human, not just a great soccer player. That's it. You need to find your why. Find your why, and everything else will fall into place. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. This is something I'd like to think of as a mental jewel. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I have my health shake. In my health shake, I have either caps or a scoop, depending on which I have, the powder or the pills, of a product called Mental Jewels by Ambrosia. Ambrosia is a company I own with Mike Rashid and Shantor Body. Mental Jewels is the greatest mental cognition nootropic formula ever created. Helps you think better, helps you retain knowledge. It's just an amazing product, and something that I personally have enhanced my life with by being able to think better, work better, act better, feel better, all of the above. I'm gonna put a coupon code right here, guys. I want you to go on the link in the description box below and look up what Mental Jewels is. Mental Jewels, just read about it. We have a great write-up on the site. I want you to go there, read about it. If you like it, I'm gonna give you a 10% off coupon right now. It's gonna be called Mental Why. MENTALWHY. Mental Why. The word why. So figure out what your why is and move forward on creating the best you ever. I'm Marc Lobliner, and that's not a game.